Hello and welcome back to Transfer Talk, where we discuss the latest transfer rumours from around the footballing universe. With only a few weeks left of the season, clubs are finalising their plans for this summer, and we've got a bumper episode lined up for you today. But remember, if you hear anything yourself, remember to tweet me at DoogieFFTD or the Football Daily account, or alternatively just stick them in the comments below. Let's get started. Eden Hazard to Real Madrid is probably the worst kept secret in football. Players such as Cesar Azpilicueta and his own manager Maurizio Sarri have both come out and said that Hazard has their full support and the club must respect his decision. At 28 and coming off a season in which he has contributed 31 Premier League goals, Chelsea's Player of the Year may never get a better chance to work under his dream manager at his dream club. And now L'Equipe have reported that Los Blancos will officially announce the arrival of the 100-cap Belgian after the Europa League final on Wednesday the 29th of May. Or in 2 weeks' time. This will likely kick off a mega summer of spending for the 13-time European champions, with a striker, at least one central midfielder and another defender expected to be brought in before the window closes. Real Madrid badly need Hazard to continue his 18-19 form next season, with only Benzema with 21 scoring over 8 league goals in the entire squad. With a game more to play in La Liga, Los Blancos have scored 63 league goals, their lowest tally this century. The only issue that we can see is that what does it mean for Vinicius Jr? Tell us what you think and what you predict their frontline to be next season in the comments below. It's been a great couple of weeks for Spurs fans. They somehow secured Champions League football despite winning just 3 of their final 12 Premier League games, and also staged a miraculous comeback against Ajax to reach their first ever Champions League final. The only downside has been Pochettino's public announcement that the club need to drastically change their transfer policy if they want to keep him and continue their success. But the Daily Mail are reporting this week that the Argentine may well get his wish, with the Lily-Whites pushing forward with a £25 million move for Fulham's Ryan Sessegnon. The Cottagers are supposedly holding out for closer to £50 million, but the notoriously tough negotiating Daniel Levy will no doubt back himself to get that reduced, especially considering their recent relegation, although interest from Paris Saint-Germain may complicate matters. The 18-year-old showed a lot of promise in his first Premier League season, contributing 2 goals and 6 assists whilst playing in a wide variety of positions. If Spurs were able to secure his signature, they would potentially lock down their left-hand side for the next 15 years. With the club also making reported overtures to sign Barcelona's Andre Gomez, who spent the season on loan with Everton, it seems like Levy is finally changing tack and bringing forward when he likes to do business in order to keep his much-wanted manager happy. Spurs fans, would you be happy with these additions though, and who else would you like to see come through the door? Let us know down below. We bring you news now of former Premier League winning manager Antonio Conte, who, according to La Repubblica, is edging closer to joining Inter Milan this summer on a 3-year deal, bringing to an end Luciano Spalletti's 2-year spell in charge. The Nerazzurri seem to be progressing under the former Roma boss last season, securing Champions League football on the final day and finishing with their highest points tally in 7 years. But their form in 2018-19 has simply fallen apart, with 3 wins in their last 8 games putting their Champions League place in jeopardy, with games against Napoli and Empoli to come. After failing to make the Champions League knockout stages at Spurs' expense, before being knocked out of the Europa League in the round of 16 by eventual semi-finalist Frankfurt, it appears that the Inter hierarchy have finally run out of patience with Spalletti. The signing of Conte won 3 consecutive Scudettos with Juve, including their record 102-point season in 2013-14, before moving to England where he won a Premier League and an FA Cup, would represent a major coup for the 18-time Italian champions. But with Allegri's Juventus and Icardi's Inter futures uncertain, could Conte regret signing on the dotted line at Inter with the Turin-based job potentially coming available? We certainly think so. It was a good weekend for fans of Newcastle United, unfortunately for me, as a 4-0 thrashing at Craven Cottage secured a comfortable 13th place finish for the Mags, remarkable considering they were in the relegation zone in mid-January. And now there are reports coming out of France, specifically L'Equipe, linking them with a move for Reims right winger Remy Audin. The 22-year-old academy graduate was a key member of the side that got promoted out of Ligue 2 as champions prior to this season, and his 10 goals and 3 assists in 35 Ligue 1 games have helped them to 9th with 2 games to go. With close to 3 shots and just shy of a key pass per 90, Audin would no doubt help out a side that only scored 42 league goals this season, the 5th worst record in the division. And with L'Equipe claiming that Reims would countenance a £10 million offer for the player who has 2 years remaining on his current deal, this move seems to make perfect sense. Newcastle fans, are you excited by this potential signing, and where else do you need to strengthen? Get at us with your thoughts below. Moving west now to Manchester, where it's become clear in the last few days that Monaco's Yuri Tielemans is a potential Man United target. The 22-year-old Belgian shone on his 6-month loan spell at Leicester, scoring 3 and assisting 4 in just 13 league games, and showing all the ability and skill that makes him one of Europe's most highly rated young players. The 21-cap Belgian is certainly hot property this summer, with Spurs, United and Leicester desperate to have him on their books for the 1920 season, and that's just in England. Fox's manager Brendan Rodgers publicly admitted that he will do everything possible to keep Tielemans at the club. But the player himself kept his options open when talking to Flemish television network VTM News this week, saying, "I expect I will return to Monaco in the summer unless something is moving. At the moment, there is nothing." With 2.6 shots, 1.3 key passes and 1.8 tackles and interceptions per 90, coupled with a combined expected goals and assists per 90 of 0.3, it seems clear that the Belgian would instantly improve United's midfield. With Herrera leaving and the futures of Pogba and Matic uncertain, we can't think of a better way for United's rebuild to kick off than with the capture of the hugely promising 22-year-old. But we want to know from you, if you were Tielemans, who would you join? The guaranteed football of Leicester City, the better placed club in Spurs, or the Man United rebuild? Vote in the poll above. Right, we head over to the continent now, where it appears that PSG are eyeing up a potential trio of Real Madrid players this summer. After numerous stories linking their star players Neymar and Mbappe to the Bernabeu, it appears the Parisians are out for vengeance, with AS claiming they are keen to sign Kroos, Isco and Bale over the next few months. The Spanish paper claimed these arrivals would be offset by the departures of Cavani and Draxler this summer, with the Germans strongly linked with a move to Bayern Munich. The French champions are looking to ignite their squad after what has been by their own standards a very disappointing 18-19 campaign. Having gone unbeaten through their first 22 league games, they have now lost 4 games, with 3 of those defeats coming in their last 7. Coupled with their usual quarter-final exit at the hands of Man United, and it's clear that PSG have a way to go before they can challenge for the continent's biggest prize. But would the signings of Kroos and Bale, both 29 and clearly entering the twilight of their careers, really improve the side long-term when they already have a plethora of central midfielders and superstar forwards? Isco is a different story though. Undoubtedly talented and 4 years younger than Di Maria, the 34-cap Spaniard has had a season to forget, racking up the fewest league minutes of his last 8 years. With just 14 league and Champions League starts, Isco may feel it's time for a new challenge. And with an expected goals and assists per 90 ratio of 0.6, he's clearly still got it. Could PSG be the answer to his problems? RB Leipzig CEO Oliver Minchloff has thrown a cat amongst the proverbial pigeons by claiming their star player Timo Werner might favour a move to Liverpool over Bayern Munich this summer. With just a year left on his contract, the 23-year-old, who scored 50 league goals over the last 3 seasons, was expected to follow the well-trodden path to Bayern Munich. But when pressed on Werner's future, Minchloff said the situation is still the same. Timo Werner would rather not sign an extension, before continuing, maybe he doesn't even want to go to Munich. Maybe he would rather join Tuchel at Paris, Klopp at Liverpool or Favre at Dortmund. We admit this is pretty open-ended, but RB will no doubt rather sell Werner to a club outside of the Bundesliga, putting Liverpool as the favourites to sign the player. The only thing they need to do is persuade him that he would get enough game time ahead of the tried and trusted front 3. Do that and Liverpool have a potential world beater on their hands. Atletico Madrid star player Antoine Griezmann has announced that he will leave the club at the end of the season. This comes just a year after the 28-year-old World Cup winner released a video called La Décision, in which she promised to stay at Atletico before signing a 5-year contract. But according to the BBC, Barca will now pay his €120 million buyout clause and make the former Real Sociedad striker their second major signing this summer after Ajax's Frankie de Jong. The Frenchman will be a massive loss for Atleti, having scored 133 goals in 256 appearances for the club, helping Los Rojiblancos win the Europa League, Spanish Super Cup and European Super Cup. The team's top scorer in each of the last 5 seasons, Griezmann posted a video on Twitter saying, "The truth is, it has been difficult to take this route, but it is what I feel I need." But this puts further pressure on Simeone, with the club already losing Godin, Luca Hernandez and most likely Juanfran and Felipe Luis this summer. From Barcelona's perspective, they sign a proven goalscorer who contributed 30 goals in the League and Champions League this season, who is ready-made for the big stage. However, it will heap further pressure on Coutinho's position within the team, with the BBC's David Ornstein claiming that he could leave for Chelsea, depending on the outcome of their appeal on their transfer ban to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. What's for certain, this transfer could spark a fascinating summer. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss one when we produce it. See you next time, guys.